What's up, Play Sports Gamer here, and I got another Xbox video, and as you probably seen from my last videos, it's not a positive. Yes, I should be more positive, but maybe videos after the June showcase will be a lot more positive about Xbox than it is right now. And I have one question to ask a certain Xbox employee, but before I do, I appreciate a like on this video. I don't get too many views, but every view I get, if I get a like, the better my video could get out there and get more views. So I really appreciate a like, a subscription, and a comment. So here's my question. What is Sarah Bond doing with her time at Xbox? And I got some slides from the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account. Let me show you. So I think these are the last 3 dumps into the Game Pass. I mean, I could go back a year and be like the same comments. But I'd love to know what Xbox is doing with Game Pass and the money that's being spent towards the Game Pass, because the games released are like horrible. These indie games that nobody's ever heard of, that aren't that great, and that they get released on Xbox, and they expect people to keep paying for Game Pass every month to play these low-tiered games. I don't get it. So Sarah Bond, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I think she still runs Game Pass and still makes the deals to get games to go on Game Pass. I'd love to know if that's still the case. I know she has like people below her that coordinate this, but she is the go-to person for Game Pass. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we all know that Xbox in the past year plus is struggling to release games with their first party developers. The management should know that they were struggling. And so you would think they would spend their money on getting AAA exclusives to go onto Game Pass to fill in the void before their first party developers release their games on Game Pass. But it's really not been the case. It seems like 90% or 95% of the games that are going on Game Pass are these low-tier, single-A, maybe double-A games. So let's go through these games for now. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Does anybody know what game that is? I've never heard of it. Coffee Talk Episode 2. Yes, they released Coffee Talk into Game Pass before. Now there's Episode 2. And, like, these games are not my cup of tea. Like, I don't like these heavy dialogued games. And it seems like most of these indie games are, like, heavily dialogued with low-tier graphics. Like, I'm looking for these big-time story-driven games or action games to be released on Game Pass. And these games are not in. Homestead Arcana, Cassette Beasts. It seems like they released like these single-A dungeon type games mostly. Benedict Fox I've played. I got through maybe an hour, and the style is pretty cool. Sort of like a puzzler, find the right path action game. But I haven't really gotten into it yet, so I can't really comment on that. Medieval Dynasty, I actually played like a half hour. I'm not really into games like that, like building up your house and stuff, cutting down wood, cutting rocks to gotta get the resources. And we all know Redfall. What happened with that? The lowest rated Steam game ever. Everyone has destroyed that game, so we know that game. At least that was a first party from Xbox AAA game, which flopped big time. So out of all these games, 5 of them are these low-tiered single-A games. We got Benedict Fox, which could be considered a double-A, then Redfall. So we look at this next one. Massive Chalice, Railway Empire 2, Ghost Lore, Chicory, A Colorful Tale. Then we got FIFA 23 from EA and Planet of Lana. Massive Chalice, Ghost Lore, Chicory, these little independent single-A games. I haven't gotten any yet, but I did play Planet of Lana. And that's like an inside Limbo, Somerville type of game where it's like a side-scroller going left to right to left, and trying to solve puzzles. I'm actually been playing that more often than not lately, but these puzzles to get to the other side are kind of easy right now. Maybe they get harder as the more you get into the game, but I'm right now, I'm like 2 to 3 hours into the game, and I'm like cruising through. These puzzles are real easy, and it's mostly just walking. There's not too much action yet, and again, I could be wrong, but that's not a bad game, but I wouldn't consider that double A. Then the final one getting dumped in June, Stacking, which I think has already been on Game Pass before. Amnesia the Bunker, is a new release from the Amnesia series that could be intriguing if you like that type of game. Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, Hypnospace Outlaw, Slayers X, Terminal Aftermath, Vengeance, The Big Con, Door Dagon, Rune Factory Special. So I guess you see these games and you're like blown away at the quality and the AAA-ness of all these games. This is June, this is their latest dump. And it's very pathetic that these games are getting on Game Pass. So my question was, what is Sarah Bond doing? She can't be doing much. Microsoft is probably spending pennies on the dollar to get these games on Game Pass, where they should be putting out some money to get these big developers onto Game Pass. And I know the big developers really don't, because they want sales from their games, or even it's an old game. I don't know, will PlayStation have a better deal at Ubisoft that they at least they get their games onto their PlayStation Plus? Xbox, we have to actually pay for Ubisoft Plus to play some of these Ubisoft games. This is, again, PlayStation beating up on Xbox, and the Xbox I don't even want to talk about Xbox games for gold. Like, I hope that they're just spending like a nickel on these games to put them on Games for Gold, because I never even heard of these games. These games are not that great. But even Game Pass, they're not releasing big time games on Game Pass, or even small time games. And I don't know what they're doing. They should be releasing games to get people to pay for Game Pass while they're waiting for these first party studios to actually release a game. You need like a holdover. They should release like at least one big game, maybe two a month. Get people to pay for Game Pass. I am more than certain that they're losing subscribers. Like, why would anyone pay for this monthly? I would say I don't get it, but I'm paying for Game Pass, like hoping that once or twice a month they can actually release great games onto Game Pass. I've been mostly playing like sport games like MLB The Show and hockey. I've been playing Planet Lana and Ravenlock, which is not a bad game, but I'm just hoping for more. And Xbox should hope for more to get people to get into Game Pass and not wait for their first party studios to release games onto Game Pass to get people to go on there. I don't know what's going to happen at the June showcase, but as of right now, the only games on Game Pass you're really looking forward to is Starfield and Forza. Other than that, we're not sure what's going to get released on Game Pass from their first-party studios. It could be 2024 when they release any games. But in the meantime, you're going to have a ton of subscribers being lost while they wait. Maybe they'll go back to paying again once Xbox finally releases the games. I just don't get it. I don't get what Sarah Bond is doing. I don't get why they haven't had a deal with like a Ubisoft, Square Enix, Capcom's, the Segas to get games onto the Game Pass, like Sonic Frontiers, or let's get Resident Evil Village on the Game Pass, like games like that. 2, 3-year-old games that the sales are not really there anymore. Maybe to get interest in people playing those games again, maybe buying them who haven't already bought them. So let me know what you guys think about this. You think Sarah Bond is like sitting on her hands, not doing anything for the Game Pass, waiting and praying for the first party studios to release something onto there? Do you think Xbox is really destroying Game Pass, losing tons of subscribers? Or do you think these games are like really good and they should keep doing what they've been doing? Let me know below. Please like and subscribe and comment. Thanks. See ya.